And 9 new cases have been recorded in the Northern Territory of COVID-19. All Indigenous people and household contacts of the 2 cases confirmed yesterday. Live to Matt Cunningham in Darwin. Matt, what more do we know about the situation at the moment?
Well, we know it's very serious, Kieran. Hard to believe that this time yesterday you and I were talking about the fact that Chief Minister Michael Gunner had said that it was inevitable that this virus would make it into the Northern Territory's remote Indigenous communities. 24 hours later, well, that's exactly what has happened. The good news, if there is any, is that there are no new cases in the remote community of Robinson River. Of course, a 30-year-old woman tested positive in that community yesterday. But the more serious news is that there are 9 new cases, all of them are Aboriginal. Here's Michael Gunner revealing that news just a short time ago.
All of the new cases are Aboriginal Territorians. A 71-year-old man, a 65-year-old woman who has been admitted to Royal Darwin Hospital, a 62-year-old woman, a 40-year-old woman, a 38-year-old woman, a 22-year-old woman, a 16-year-old girl, 2 5-year-old girls, twins.
Now, Kieran, authorities believe this latest cluster is probably linked to the outbreak we had in the Greater Darwin region and Katherine that was first reported 12 days ago. What concerns them is that there is a gap in between those cases, between the last case that was reported about a week ago and these 2 new cases that were reported yesterday. There's serious concern that this virus may have seeded, particularly in the Katherine region and if not beyond. There are a couple of exposure sites that are of particular concern, in particular the Katherine Hospital and the Katherine Hotel. Now, the 43-year-old man who tested positive yesterday, we know he attended the Katherine Hotel on 2 days last week while he may have been infectious. So that has been listed as an exposure site and it is of some concern. The Chief Health Officer was at pains to point out today that the biggest defence we have now against the virus is for people to go out and get vaccinated. Charles Payne made that plea at this press conference here at Parliament House.
If you're still waiting to get vaccinated, you could be exposed to the virus at any time. You're taking that risk of being exposed to the virus unvaccinated. And the consequences of that, particularly for the communities in the Territory, could be dire.
There was another interesting twist in this story this morning, Kieran. The Labor opposition, the federal opposition, held a news conference this morning on an unrelated matter. But at that news conference, the Labor Senator Malarndirri McCarthy actually revealed that it was her sister who was the woman who had tested positive in the community of Robinson River. Here's Malarndirri McCarthy talking at that news conference.
I'd like to say a personal message, and that is that to my sister, who is the source of the COVID infection in Robinson River, that our thoughts and prayers are with her and our family.
So a very serious situation developing here in the Northern Territory now, Kieran. In many ways, this is the nightmare scenario that authorities had been concerned about since the beginning of this pandemic. There is a massive contact tracing and testing effort underway, but we will know in the coming days exactly how bad this outbreak is. The Chief Minister said that he couldn't rule out the possibility we will see dozens of cases before the week is out.